What's up, y'all? So I want to start off by first saying welcome to all my newcomers. Last video I did up here somewhere, y'all was rocking with it, so I'm happy to see y'all. If y'all new to the channel, welcome. It's your boy Sean Brooks. I'm a cinematographer or videographer based in Chicago, and I talk about a lot of film shit. And today we are actually filming on the Sony a7S III. I typically film on a Sony a7 IV, but I've been kind of testing out my own little custom LUT. I've been testing out my own custom LUT and trying to give like more of a filmic look. So let me know what you all think. We're talking about I guess the opposite of what YouTubers mostly talk about, right? It's usually shit that you should buy. Well, lucky for you all, I've drank a lot of the YouTuber Kool-Aid, and I have bought a lot of unnecessary products in my lifetime. But we're gonna start off with some of the things I bought like within the past year that I feel that I've really wasted my money on because I just don't use it. So number one on my list is the Passport Color Checker. Look, this thing right here, right? So if you all don't know what this is a way for you to get accurate colors, accurate white balance. Has a great card in here, has like all the primary colors. I mean, don't get me wrong, this thing is useful, right? So like, just so you all can know, the way you would use this is you would like, we're gonna use DaVinci Resolve because that's my editor of choice. So like in DaVinci Resolve, like you would have your talent hold this up, right? And as you're holding them next to the face, you'll put a box around this, and then you would have DaVinci Resolve, like, you know, you put the colors where it's supposed to go and match up, and then you would get your accurate color along with your accurate white balance, right? It's just, I mean, if you're in a place like with a lot of bogus and wonky colors, this can come in handy. But in most situations, I'm always in using controlled environments. And then on top of that, I'm usually running and gunning, you know what I mean? So I typically, in most cases, don't even remember to have my client take this out, man. This thing was over $150 that I paid for this thing. And I'm actually low-key thinking about selling it just because, like, I don't know, what else am I gonna do with it? But I also want to keep it because I feel like it just makes me look like a professional. So the times I do remember it, which is hardly ever, I'll wait till this pass through. The clients are usually impressed, but if you're wondering, like, you know, if this is something that you need to be considered a true cinematographer, a true videographer, no, just, you're not gonna remember to use it. I'm being real. Now for those who do use it, shout out to y'all cold with it. But for most of us, moving on to the next one. Next on that list is a Hollyland Mars 400S Pros. All right, this little guy right here. Well, you need both of them. So here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. If you own these are fantastic to have, right? And I got them for a deal. Shout out to Easy Computer Solutions, and then also shout out to my man Technically T. You know what I'm saying? Rocking the merch today, bro. Got you. But I got these for a deal. So like retail, these things go for like around $650, like, and that's before taxes, right? But shout out to Easy Computer Solutions. I got these joints for like $400. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh yeah, you run me those. You know what I'm saying? I normally need them at some point, and I think that's gonna be the biggest takeaway that you all probably gain from this video, more than anything. Also, if you haven't, please like the video, share the video, subscribe. I know y'all rocking with the content. If you rocking with me, just show the support. Hit like, comment, subscribe, baby. We hit. But I bought these, right, because I had a client coming up, and this is like one of those big time clients. I'm like, ooh, shit, I'm about to impress them. I'm about to pull out the a7S III with rigged up and a 400S Pro. They're gonna be able to watch on their tablet. I'm gonna bring my big ass laptop monitor out there. I mean, my computer monitor, and they can watch it from there. I'm just gonna hook it up through here with the HDMI cable, all of that. And I didn't use it for none of that, right? Actually, for this video here that I'm showing you all B-roll for, this is a client I was supposed to actually use this product on, but they actually ended up just sitting in the room, so it wasn't on point. Like, they could see everything in real time. They didn't have to worry about delay, lag, or trying to watch through a screen. They were able to see what I was producing right there in real time. So case in point, if you are essentially a one-man band and you haven't had a client specifically request a director's view or a monitor's view, or you haven't even had jobs that require that type of, you know, in-depthness, if you will. As great as these products are, I can't really, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm not gonna tell you I go out there and run and buy it, especially if y'all, depending on the type of work you're doing. Especially if you don't run and gun work, you in most cases you're not gonna use this. Like, this shit here, like, it looks good on your camera, and like, yo, I have the option to do it, but yeah, yo, I'm just not on those type of sets yet. When it's time to come on, bust these boys out, I'm on that ass. Also, if you guys hear my central air on, just forgive it. You're gonna hear a little wind, but you know, I'm not turning it off, so it's kind of hot outside. Anyway, the next thing that I purchased that was kind of like, oh, Jesus Christ, why did I buy this? And it's not necessarily why did I buy it, it's just it didn't work out the way I intended to work out, and it just it has some flaws in it that just kind of messes up my sound, which is going to be this boom pole right here. So typically what I do is, you all can see, right, like the cables are just kind of like connected to each other, because I don't use the XLR cable feeding into this boom pole anymore. This is a Neewer NW088, but it has like a weird static buzz sound, like especially when I feed it to the K3 adapter, which we're still using, or even when I fed it to my Tascam X8, it just kind of brought this sound that I just could not get out of post. So typically what I do now is I just wrap my cable around it and then just feed this mic right here through those little slots though. So I mean, it gets the job done, but like using the boom pole, but if you're fine with wrapping the cable around it, go ahead, but maybe just give it the one I have. But after maybe like 3 to 4 uses start to make that sound, I was past 30-day return period, and here we are. So it's a boom pole with internals that I can use for XLR, but I just don't. So don't grab this. Now that could just be my experience. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I'm talking about here, I can list down in the description below for you all, because you all may need this, and you may like, hey, like Sean, you know, your use case, you may not just be using your equipment right, but I actually need everything you're talking about. It'll be listed down in the description below, but I'm just letting you know my use case for it, and you check it out yourself. Next on this list of things that I wish I didn't buy or kind of regret my purchase is filters. Yep. Hey, did y'all see where that popped out? I thought it was cool. I planned that, by the way. We have these Prism filters that one, if like you put on the lens, let me see if I can do it here. You get like a blue line, like you see these lines right here, right? So we were to, you know, it kind of gives you like an anamorphic effect, but as you all can see, I kind of lose a little bit of quality too. You look at, like, again, check it out. Get the lines, right? You see the lines, but also look at my face. I don't look like as sharp or detailed, and I think that's why I kind of don't use filters anymore. So there's that one. And then we have this filter here. Now, it may not work because we're such on a wide angle lens, but it kind of just give you like this prism look, right? Let's see if we zoom in. So it kind of give you like this prism effect look. I mean, it could be dope, right? If depends on what you're using it for, and if you're a photographer, or just kind of like have an idea to do something unique, if you will, for a video shoot. But for me, I'm typically doing like a lot of, you know, professional, I ain't gonna say professional word, that sound paid. Not saying music videos aren't professional. I'm usually doing like a lot of corporate client type of work. So usually in most situations, I'm not using this to film a corporate client for an about us video or something like that. That's just not gonna work. And also, speaking of filters, one thing I did forget to mention about the Black Pro Mist filters, what I am learning, if you will, and just let me grab the heavier one out, right? The one with the more strength. All right, so with the Pro Mist filters, don't get me wrong, like they are phenomenal. Like they definitely give you that filmic look. But as of late, I've actually been liking the way my camera just produces its colors on its own. The soft look, the highlight rolled off of S-Log 3, I just like the way it looks. I haven't really been using it like that because I just, you know, I really don't like my stuff baked in like that no more, especially now because I'm learning DaVinci Resolve even more. I can kind of create this look myself without having to use a filter like this. So again, for those who don't know, what this filter does is it kind of lets bloom highlights and soften up your skin, but also like raise the contrast a little bit, or take out contrast rather. So like right now, if you look at my shirt, it may look like a little bit more ashier, if you will, but also too, if you look at the highlights, like prime example, right, with this flashlight, as you all can see, there's no bloom effect. See, now it's starting to bloom, no bloom effect. Now it's starting to bloom. So again, these kind of come in handy when you want to kind of give off a certain look, but I don't really use these motherfuckers like that. I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't. But with all that being said, man, you know, those are some of my regrets. But again, like I said, if you all are interested in any of these items, you like, hey, I've been looking for this is something I need, and you like the way something it looked, links will be down in the description below so you can check it out yourself. But also, I'm curious, what are some of the things that you bought? You're like, because you drank the YouTuber's Kool-Aid and you like, I really didn't need this. Why did I buy it? I want to hear about it, man. It's your boy Sean Brooks, and I'm out. Deuces.